Welcome back to the Red Zone. We wrap things up with North Central College Sports Information Director, Clark Teuscher. Clark, thanks for stopping by.
Glad to be here.
So the women's volleyball team continues their hot start with another big win against North Park.
They bounced back from their first consecutive losses of the season over the weekend. Stayed undefeated in conference play, played pretty well. It's the team that they've had quite a bit of success against in the past several years, but even with taking that into consideration, it was a pretty impressive effort.
And as you said, they're still undefeated in CCIW play. With those 2 losses and the win, they moved to 10-3. This is their best start since the squad in 2009 went 35-5. Do you think this team has a chance to sort of make some noise this year?
I don't know if they're necessarily trying to compare themselves to that group, but certainly it's a team that's gotten a lot better as the season's progressed, and I think that's been their goal from day one, is just make sure they get better with every match.
Well, the volleyball team remained unbeaten in CCIW play, and the Red Zone was there to see it. Let's go to the highlight. Janae Harner and the Cardinals look to bounce back from 2 losses over the weekend as they welcome CCIW foe North Park to Murner Fieldhouse. Laura Kluke leading 10 freshmen on the roster this season. In the first set, fellow freshman Amanda Hilmer takes the set from her high school teammate Kluke. The kill makes it 9-4 Cardinals. Harner would make her presence known as well. Her kill from the middle makes it 11-5. Then driving it home from the left for the 21-14 lead. Cardinals looking for set point. Harner's kill is returned by Shelby Schweitzer, but Erin Dolhide right there to send it back and close it out for a 25-15 Cardinal win. Moving to set 2 where Kedron Orison would shine. First with the kill to make it 6-3. Then shows off her service skills with 2 of her 3 aces to bring the lead to 9-3 Cards. She would continue to get it done on the front line with another one of her 8 kills and a 17-8 Cardinal lead. Looking to close out the second set, Cardinals with a picture-perfect bump set spike finish off by Amanda Walker for the 25-13 win. To the third set, Harner would get the ball rolling with the early kill to make it 4-1. Then she steps behind the line for the jump serve that has no chance for return, 10-5 Cardinals. The freshman would then help put it away in the third set. As Kluke shows she knows how to spike as well as assist, Kluke would then tally one of her 3 aces on the night, North Central up 14-8. After the Viking return, Cardinals were able to set up Hilner for another kill to make it 15-8. North Central trying to end this night early off the Switzer serve. Kluke tallies the last of her team-high 35 assists thanks to Harner, and the Cardinals sweep this one and move to 2-0 in the CCIW. So Clark, the volleyball team has really shown that they have a good mix of veterans and young players that are really sort of meshing well together this year.
Certainly, not a ton of upperclassmen. The ones they do have, Janae Harner in particular, she's the one link back to that team from 2009. She's the only 4-year senior, and was an impact player on that team as a freshman. So certainly she has some lessons to impart and some pointers for these younger players who have stepped up in a pretty big way here early in the season.
And another team that's really meshing well with the veterans and the newcomers is the men's soccer team, and they come away winners in their own Salva Carl tournament.
That was one of the tougher fields that they've had in that tournament in the past few years. Jake Mashinsky, he's like a lot of scorers, he tends to score his goals in bunches, and had a hat trick in the championship game to pull that off against a really good team from Webster. So they certainly feeling very good about themselves as they get ready to start conference play here next month.
Yeah, like you said, Jake, when he gets going, he really gets going and almost always finds the back of the net.
Yeah, they've been doing a really good job of getting guys in position to do the things that they do well. The defenders and midfielders have been, being able to keep the ball out of their own end of the field, establish possession in the middle, and then find the scorers in front of the net between Jake and TJ Simmons. They've done a really good job of making sure those guys get a lot of touches and get a lot of chances to put the ball in the back of the net.
And with the latest regional rankings coming out in men's soccer, the Cardinals move up to 9th, but there's 4 CCIW teams in that top 9, including number 1 Wheaton College. It looks like the Cardinals are going to have their work cut out for them once they hit conference play.
They're certainly starting to gain some notoriety, but they're getting ready to go through a meat grinder of a conference schedule, along with a game against the University of Chicago, which just put a 4-0 victory over Illinois Wesleyan to give Wesleyan their first loss of the season the other night. So certainly nothing guaranteed at this point, but it's a nice position to be in.
And another team that's in a nice position right now is the men's cross-country team as they come home winners from the Illinois Intercollegiate Championships by really the slimmest of margins.
Yeah, it doesn't get any closer than that. They were tied with Loyola University for first place. When that happens, you go to the best sixth place finisher from the two teams, and for us in that case was Mitch Gilbert, a junior from Naperville Central, who was about 30 seconds ahead of Loyola's sixth finisher. You know, the depth has been really the hallmark of that program for close to a half century now, and certainly came into play in helping the team win its third Illinois Intercollegiate Championship out of the last 4 years.
Yeah, you can't prove you have depth on a team more than that when your sixth runner is really the difference maker in the race. But somebody who was up front, John Crane and Dan Curley, they go 3-4, and John Crane gets his second CCIW Runner of the Week honors this year.
Yeah, John was in the hunt for the individual championship at that meet and wound up about 4 seconds short of the individual champion. Certainly a huge personal best for him. He's a guy who's improved a lot over the past 12 months. You know, Dan Curley, just being Dan Curley, you know, he's always seems to be up near the front, whether he starts there or not. He typically, when the race is over, he's right there in the thick of things.
You know, and one Cardinal we haven't seen on the racetrack yet this year is Matt Perez. Any word on when he'll be back, as he was the Cardinals' #1 finisher last year at Nationals?
Well, they, you know, they're not placing a time frame on it. You know, he was out during the track season as well, and they want to make sure that, you know, he does the best things for him long term, not just in terms of racing, but in terms of his overall health. Certainly, the team is doing very, very well. No reason to rush him back right now. So they're going to do the right things by Matt.
Well, hopefully we'll see him on the course soon, and we wish the Cardinals the best of luck in all sports. Thanks, Clark.
Thank you.
The Cardinals get some much-deserved rest this weekend before returning to action against Elmhurst College on September 29th. Kickoff set for 6 p.m. I'm Mark Dahlquist. We'll see you next week on the Red Zone.